Japan has incredible scenery, from bustling cities to rocky coastlines to soaring mountain peaks. Everywhere you turn, there are stunning, jaw-dropping vistas. But what about exploring Japan underground? Its mountainous terrain is riddled with caves and caverns, but not all of them are natural. In this video, we take you to the Oya Underground Caverns, carved out by hand for over 350 years. Then we visit the largest cave in Japan, the Akiyoshidai Cave on the western end of Honshu, with its enormous rooms and river running through it. And finally, we go deep underneath Tokyo, inside the largest water catch basin in the entire world. So put on your headlamp and let's explore underground Japan. Our first stop is the Oya Underground History Museum, located near Utsunomiya, north of Tokyo. Though the official name refers to it as a museum, it is really not a museum in the typical sense other than a small display at the entrance. This is an historic heritage site that was carved by hand out of solid tuff, which is volcanic in origin and considered a soft stone. Now we are just outside the city of Utsunomiya in the Oya History Museum subterranean caves, as you can tell. These were hand dug until 1959. It's incredible. The caverns in this place are enormous. Approaching the ticket shop, you'll find yourself walking through the remains of an open pit stone quarry. Mining began by hand in the early 1600s and continued to 1960 when the first mechanized methods were used. The small museum at the entrance provides examples of the stone slabs and eventual mechanical methods of extraction. Be prepared to take the stairs down as you descend into the quarry. Upon reaching the first observation point, you cannot help but stand in awe, considering what it must have been like to work in this mine under such conditions. The inside is simply enormous. The interior volume encompasses nearly 5 acres and is more than 80 feet deep. It's like walking into multiple aircraft hangars, one after another, deep underground. A sign on one wall states the volume of quarried stone amounted to over 300,000 cubic meters, or more than 10.5 million cubic feet. Every now and then you look up to see a dark shaft directly above and wonder where it goes. One can't help but feel as if you stepped into a Lord of the Rings movie set. There is ample signage in English, and one display provides a glimpse as to what it must have looked like when the laborers hand cut the stone. Everywhere you look, you see marks of chisels used to cut the stones, and there are large rooms after rooms after rooms. Ascending more stairs leads to another gallery, followed by yet another gallery. At the end of one gallery is an opening to the sky above, through which rainwater and moisture enter, and given the cool air underground, it creates a mist, giving the caverns a surreal appearance. Though the lighting inside is subdued and sufficient, it does not do well for video, thus we've provided some more impressive still images here. Regardless, as you look down from various vantage points, you'll find yourself in awe as you consider what once went on in this dark, damp space. Given the size of the space and its uniqueness, it is no surprise that today the cave is also a very popular spot for films and events such as concerts and weddings. Our next stop is the Akiyoshidai Cave. This is located approximately 1 hour from Shimonoseki and is most easily accessible by car, although there is bus service from the JR Shin Yamaguchi station. After parking nearby, the walk to the cave entrance led us along the Ina River and a nice park area before moving to a small street lined with all manner of souvenir shops and restaurants. The entrance fee is 1,300 yen, and there are 2 ways to enter the cave. One is at the main entrance near the information center, and a second by way of an 80-meter or 260-foot descent by elevator. We visited on a very hot day, and once we passed the gate, we felt the temperature rapidly dropping due to the cooling effect of the stream that flows out of the mouth of the cave and the cool air blowing out of it. It's a very pleasant walk along the stream to the mouth of the cave. Now today we're about 45 minutes north of Mojiko. We've driven to the Akiyoshidai Cave network. So we're going to go explore underground, and all this water you see coming out behind me is coming out of that cave. With more than 10 kilometers of caverns, the cave complex is the largest in Japan, with 1 kilometer being open to the public. Believe me, that's plenty. At the entrance to the park, you are greeted by the headwaters of the Ina River, which flows out of the mouth of the cave, obtaining its source from the thousands of acres above that drain through the limestone into the cave. The footpath inside the cave is paved, thus accessible to most everyone. But be aware that it is very damp inside and the surface of the paths are often slick, and when going up and down, the surfaces are sometimes uneven. But once inside, you are enveloped within massive cavern after cavern after cavern. The lighting is kept to a bare minimum, which in our opinion is a disappointment because you simply cannot get a sense of the scale of this place, especially on camera. For this reason, we have to rely on a lot of still images, which picked up better than video. But the inside is enormous. Some of these caverns are 30 to 70 feet high and stretch as far as the eye can see. As you progress further into the cave, you actually climb higher and higher, following the stream as it narrows, all the while hearing it rushing below you, often invisible in places. About midway through the tour, you have the option to continue deeper into the cave or take the elevator to an observation and secondary parking lot. The elevator takes you upward more than 260 feet into the bright sunlight. Here you will find restrooms, more parking, and another ticket entrance. Just be sure to hold on to your ticket so you can take the elevator back down. And although it may be 100 degrees outside the cave, bring a light jacket because inside the temperature hovers around 17 degrees Celsius or 62 degrees Fahrenheit. On your way out, be sure to stop off at the various shops and food stands, which are heavy on the ice cream, and even visit the Siesta Arcade, which is a self-serve type of venue offering ready-to-eat hot meals, cool drinks, and restrooms. But most importantly to us, air conditioning. Now, if you're enjoying this video, help us make more by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. It's free, it's easy, you won't be put on any mailing list, so do it now, and make sure you click the notification button so you're notified every time we post a new video so you don't miss out. As we return to Tokyo, we head to the north side of the city to visit the Metropolitan area Outer Underground Discharge Channel, or you can call it by its simpler name, the G-Cans. This is a massive flood control system in which 5 enormous vertical shafts, each large enough to hold a Statue of Liberty, drain water from 5 area rivers into a 100-foot deep tunnel that runs 4 miles before being stored in this cavernous tank called the pressure regulating tank. From here, it is sent out into the Edogawa River by 4 massive pumps that can empty an Olympic-sized pool in 2 seconds. There are 4 tour options, and each one includes visiting this room, which is the most impressive. It looks like something out of a science fiction movie, having been featured in a few through the years. Just remember that what goes down must go up. You'll descend 130 feet underground, but there are no elevators, so that means going down 116 steps and back up those 116 steps. We have visited this place twice and can say there's nothing else like it in the world. And who can resist taking a selfie like this for the folks back home? Be sure to watch our other videos on unique places such as Aizu Wakamatsu with its samurai history, or the largest kite museum in the world near Niigata, or perhaps the wonderful Yokohama waterfront, just a short train ride from central Tokyo. And send us an email with your questions or comments. We'd love to hear from you, and until next time, sayonara!